You know, it's funny. Cristian made music. Cristian was a touring musician.
I always forget this. Have we talked about this on the podcast yet? Because I know you mentioned it. I always forget that you were you were in a band.
Yeah.
Professional.
Yeah, we were professionally
made some money.
Yeah, we
drove around in a van.
We made money. I toured already. I did my touring. My comedy touring is just now like, it's just ancillary. Yeah, I was in a band. If you want to look,
it was called Kings of Leon.
Yes, they kicked me out. What if that was it?
Oh
and
my
I'm
God.
just like, yeah, we just had a falling out. I don't really talk about it too much, but you know, they're assholes.
You could totally. You would have been the biggest idiot in comedy because you for sure could have segued that into something.
What was the name of your band?
It's called Clockhands Strangle.
Clockhands Strangle.
Wow, that sounds emo as fuck.
I know. Well,
were you guys like a screamo band?
We started as like an emo band, and that's why the name is that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
then we like became like this indie folk band. Our music.
You were indie folk?
Yeah. If you want to check us out, we're on Spotify still.
I like how you say we like a band's still out there. You're like, dude, we're still
we're still doing it.
We're still together. We never broke up.
We're on hiatus.
Indefinite hiatus.
We kind of like never had a breakup. It was just like everybody just put their instruments down like slowly. Like it was just like one day everybody was like,
boy.
I think the last thing that was said in your band was, "Yo, same time next Tuesday." And then
for some reason I just picture Cristian in a ska band, and I just like, he's just in the back with his keyboard with a fedora on, and like everybody else like, dun, dun,
what's
dun,
the
dun.
elbow dance that they do?
Who knows?
You know it. There's a ska elbow dance. I swear to God.
I really don't. I went to a lot of hardcore shows though. We used to be like this, like started as an emo band and then sort of went to like this folk like shinzy kind of thing. But then like in the meantime, there was like this point where we were just like doing. We weren't a hardcore band, but we'd do hardcore shows.
Yeah.
And it was intense, man. Those kids are nuts.
Were they? Yeah. You were like an indie folk-ish band.
Yeah.
At hardcore shows. Hardcore meaning metal, like
metal,
screamo
like,
and
screamo,
stuff.
like getting the pit. Motherfuckers doing the spin kicks and shit.
Yeah.
Now, the conventional logic is that they hated you because you're not what they came for. But I could see it being different.
No.
Well, how did it go?
It wasn't always like that. It was more like there was one show and the next show was a hardcore show. So it was kind of like a bunch of people hanging out and then like, whatever, it's not my thing, but all right, let's get to the punching. Like that's kind of how it was. They were just like, it was like if you went to go see, if you were opening up for like Kevin Hart, you know, and then they were like, all right, this kid's nice, but let's go see, like we came to see Kevin Hart.
Right, but I even feel like the contrast between me and Kevin Hart in terms of like strictly our content is a less of a gap.
Yes, that's true.
Than, because, you know, most of my act is me being a black father of two.
Superstar black father.
A very short African-American father superstar of several children.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, so
we put out 2 albums. Like,
oh my God,
like 2 albums.
You guys are prolific.
Like 2, like legit. Like we signed a record contract.
What?
Carrot Top's manager. Carrot Top's former manager, and he's also the guy who found Carrot Top and who's the other Gallagher, who just passed away.
Gallagher died?
No. This manager. Forgot his name.
Very much different responses from me.
I feel so bad. I forgot his name, but he was a really nice dude. He wanted to sign us, and we were kind of like, I don't know, because he had like all these other bands that were doing like local Florida shows that were like playing on like the boardwalk and stuff, and it was like kind of cheesy, so we didn't want to do it. But Gary Proper, he was he is the executive producer of the first 1990s Ninja Turtles movie. He did a lot, man. There's a lot going on. It was just crazy. I don't even know how we got hooked up with him, but like, yeah, every time I see his name, anytime I watch Ninja Turtles, the first one I see his name on there. He had the foresight in like 1989 to buy. He's like, these comic book movies are gonna be the shit, and everybody's like, you're a fucking idiot. So he bought the rights to the Ninja Turtles movie, and they made them
for very little relative money.
And then he made a ton of money.
And then didn't they make a Megan Fox?
Yeah.
I caught the very first Ninja Turtles movie on like AMC or something. It holds up, man. That's a good movie,
and it looks good too.
It's fucking it looks amazing. It's in like 90s, late 80s New York City, and it's like dirty and gritty.
Well,
It's amazing.
Well, I think. Well, I want to talk a little bit more about. Let's keep the spotlight on one of the Stranglers. Is that what you called your? What'd you call your fans?
No,
the Cock Stranglers.
We didn't call them anything.
Oh, the Clock. Yeah.
You know what sucks is I found them on Spotify, but I can't play it because I don't have like the plug that goes into the thing.
Oh.
Because, you know, the new iPhone jack is like this.
Yeah, is that the problem? Because Daddy got a dongle.
Daddy got a dongle, huh?
Daddy got a dongle.
Wait, I think I have a dongle. Cristian, would you be embarrassed if we played a song?
No, I still
dude, he's like, no, we were fucking good, bro.
Any way to get the word out.
Give me a second.
Fuck this comedy thing, man. You're still on.
I'm trying to get this band to blow up so I can fucking get off this goddamn podcast.
Weirder things have happened. Weirder things have happened in music, man.
He's like, I only started this stupid fucking comedy and this stupid podcast.
Yeah.
So, but I'll be honest. I've listened. Oh, you got a dongle? I've listened to Christian's stuff before. Like I've listened to a few songs, and it's not funny because it's solid. Like it's okay. I'm not trying to shit on it.
The most popular is desert music.
Yeah, I would play As Is. Because that was always my favorite one. Our lead singer was Todd, who you guys both
I know Todd.
Yeah.
Shout out to Todd.
I was always a big fan of this song.
Oh, good work, Whit.
It's a little bit punk rock.
This sounds like a real band.
This is good.
It's gonna get better.
Yeah.
By the way, I know Todd.
Pause it for a sec.
Doesn't Todd listen to this podcast?
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, dude, they played our song.
This is
we got played on the radio.
We are on B-Box Radio right now.
We're on the fucking radio.
Yeah.
I just really want, because the music's good. Like that's a good beat and everything. Yeah. But I really want the vocals to kick in. It's like, my mom's a huge fucking bitch.
No.
Or it starts off and it's like inexplicably like, you're like, what the fuck?
You ruined a good beat. No, keep it going. Christian, are you bass?
I was like piano on this song. Very Modest Mousy.
Yeah.
I never really heard it until people like said it, and I was like, oh, I guess. But I was never.
I'm actually really impressed. I'm like, this is really good.
Pause it. This is what pisses me off. Whitmer has said every piece of music I've ever showed him is like bullshit.
Because it is, dude. You listen to the worst
bullshit,
fucking music
like,
ever.
In your words, gay indie rock.
Dude, I wouldn't
And then
say
we
that.
play his gay indie rock, and you're into it.
Yeah, this is good.
Also, you know what's hilarious?
This is better, by the way, than any of the things you played me in the car.
All right, this is going to be...
This is better. Your band, by the way, is better than Arcade Fire, Christian,
thank
in
you.
my opinion. I'd much rather listen to your band every time than those stupid...
Yes.
Ugh, I hate Arcade Fire.
No,
Anyway.
that's just because you like him. But this is like, to me, emblematic of dude friendship. You guys are among each other's best friends.
Yeah.
Fair to say.
Yeah.
Whitmer was like, oh, yeah, you were in a band. Like, that's a pretty big part of your life and an interesting thing that Whit, like, kind of was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like sometimes I go, oh yeah, you grew up on a mountain. Like, it goes both ways. Like,
yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah. And which do you think was worse? Want to keep it going? Should we finish the song or is that too long?
This next part is dope. I gotta be honest. I just really like this part.
No such thing as silence. No such thing as birth. There's no such thing as death. Look, here, one just came. Look, there, one just left.
We were playing a lot of Guitar Hero at the time. I'm not joking.
Pause it. So Cristian made a face during that, like, the chant part where he goes, "No such thing."
No,
and I saw his
I
face
was saying-
switch,
I
and he was
saying-
into it.
No, I was saying so deep.
So deep. There's no such thing as silence.
Yeah.
So here's a question I have: did Todd your lead singer? He wrote the lyrics.
He wrote the lyrics.
How often? What's it like being in a band when your frontman comes up to you and is like, "Guys, I got the lyrics," and then you look at him and you're like, well, "How do you manage that?"
Most of the time, I didn't. He would have to explain what they meant to me, and
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh, that's actually kind of like when someone explains like the novel they're writing. You're like, oh, that's a pretty good idea."
Yeah.
So you don't really like think.
How many
about
friends do you know writing novels?
Well,
I know you mean.
You know, it's like when someone tells you a bit, and
Yeah.
you're like, even if like the joke isn't there, you're like, oh, I get what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So I was always just like, I always guess I had the perspective of like, oh, this shit's like, the idea is dope. So,
Yeah.
but a lot of times I would be like, this is a cool idea. But half the time I'd have to get them explained to me.
Because I just love the idea of a band being like, you're still jamming out, but you're just on stage and you're like, yeah, but this one sucks. But you still have to be in jam mode.
Yeah, you
because
gotta
you're
be
putting
in
on
a-
a show. If you're,
That's true.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if that existed for a
Yeah.
band member.
I was fortunate enough. I don't think I disliked any of our songs. I got to be honest.
That's awesome. And you guys made 2 records.
Yeah, that's why I can still listen to this.
How often do you listen to it?
Oh, not often. I mean,
Once every
now, like
week or
once
two.
once a year maybe.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
impressive.
That's
I found a clip on. I was cleaning up like storage on my computer, and I found this clip of me doing 20 minutes when I was like
Oh yeah.
2.5 years into stand up, and I'm like watching that, just like cringing, going like, ugh. So it's
But-
pretty good that this music
Well,
stands the test of time.
Well, it's easier because I'm not listening to myself. Like I'm listening to everybody else in the band. I'm like, dude, fucking, our
You
drummer
guys-
is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's easier for me to.
That is true, where you're like, oh, there's 4 of you?
5, including me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What were the instruments?
Drums, bass, guitar, 2 guitars, and then I was like everything else, like piano, fucking
Utility player?
Yeah, exactly.
Trumpet?
Trombone.
Oh my god. There's the one instrument I was
know.
looking for.
Yeah, there's always
because
one weird instrument in indie.
Yeah, it's normal. Drums, guitar, bass, and then I was trombone.
Mm-hmm.
Who
I
got
played some other shit too.
who
I
got
don't
laid
remember.
the most?
Our guitarist.
Really?
Yeah,
was he
it
very
was like-
handsome?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he just looked like a normal dude to me, but like girls would go crazy.
Really?
Yeah, he got laid a lot on tour, like a lot.
What's his name?
Nick.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Runs in the,
yeah.
yeah, I see
It
it.
runs in the first name.
I only have friends named Nick.
Yeah, it's funny.
But yeah, he was. There was one time where he was with a girl in the van. We had a van back then. I think it was in Mississippi, and he like hooked up with her, and that's back when we all smoked weed.
Yeah.
So we had like this pipe that was like in the shape of a snake, and then we left it in there, and then we came back after he hooked up with her in the van, and the pipe was like broken right in half, and we were just like the whole rest of the tour we were just joking that he fucking broke it in her pussy, and he was like, stop. We're like, dude, Nick, why did you break it off in her fucking snatch?
I love how you can still bully that guy.
I know.
Even though he's like the guy getting laid all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
he
really.
somehow is the loser.
That's so funny, dude.